Welcome in everybody to Mystic Rick's Crypto Picks. I'm your host, Mystic Rick, and we got some good stuff to go over today. Hey, before we get started, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. That way we can get some others to check out my channel with the YouTube algorithm. And also make sure to share my page to your social media outlets and to your friends. So let's dive in. Bitcoin currently coming in at $43,678 with a market cap of 819 billion. Ethereum trying to hit that 3K mark, coming in at $2,940, up 19% over the 7-day period. And Binance still pumping on the run at $350. Cardano coming in at $1.45, and XRP hanging in there at 76 cents. Doge really not doing much of anything, only been able to pump up 1 cent throughout all of this mania. Dot coming in at $20.91 with a 30.82% pump over the 7-day period. Wow. And Solana breaking out, hitting $40 and up 23.36%. I am loving it as a Solana holder. Current amount of cryptos being tracked on CoinMarketCap is 11,178, 391 exchanges. Current overall market cap $1.77 trillion with a 24-hour volume of 102 billion. BTC dominance coming in at 46.4%, and ETH is running at 19.4%. ETH gas coming in at 29 Gwei, and that is a sore subject over the last 24 hours since people are now complaining about the fees going up since the EIP 1559 release. And sorry to bust your bubble, but the hype that was put out over YouTube and other social media outlets about EIP 1559 being designed to reduce gas fees, that was actually speculation. It is not designed to reduce the gas fees. It is only for the burn feature and optimization of the network. And 2.0 is not designed to reduce gas fees either. So let's go ahead and dive on into these charts and see what we can find here on the hourly. Bitcoin is pumping. I mean, literally over the last 20 minutes, and we can go down and look at that on the 15-minute chart just to give you guys a perspective of how much it ran. Okay. It came down here, and I was actually in a scalp trade, and luckily I had moved my stop into the profits. So it came down, wicked out, bottoming out at 42,982, and then took off all the way to 43,760. That was a massive pump. Now, what I will say is start to be cautious down in this area, guys. Let me see here. I need to um, see, how do you do this here? There we go. All right, we'll reduce that again. All right, so RSI currently coming in at 75 on the 15-minute, which is no biggie on the 15-minute. I mean, they can run it to 95. But let's look at this hourly, okay? RSI on the hourly is 82.6%. Now, that green dot, typically when you see a green dot on the hourly, when it's down here, okay, it's going to have more of an impact. When it's on the bottom momentum wave, it's going to have more of an impact. You can see way down here, okay, when we bottomed out here at 37,282, and then just 2 candles later, we got the green dot. We actually had two down here, then a third and fourth here. We had bullish divergence. That's what that line is right here on the wave. And then the EMA scalper actually threw the buy signal there, okay? And on the hourly, that means it's a strong buy signal, just like it threw the buy signal here, and you got this massive pump. Then it threw the sell signal here, and you got this massive dump, okay? And so far, nothing else has been picked up by the EMA scalper on the hourly. Matter of fact, nothing has been picked up by the EMA scalper on the 45-minute or the 30-minute since this little traffic here. Um, so, but what we want to pay attention to right now is this current um, 82.8 RSI on the hourly. So this is definitely not a time to be jumping into a trade. Ben Flair, how you doing? All the way from Japan. That is awesome, awesome. I have a few friends over there competing in the Olympics right now. My thoughts on VRA. Honestly, it's not something I've thought much about. But I can tell you a project that has piqued my interest was BPay. So BNB Pay, um, it is a very interesting project. It's making great progress. Um, and I think people seem to forget as we have all this focus on the meme tokens, as we have all this focus on Bitcoin, as we have all this focus on Ethereum, on the gaming, on the staking. Um, people are not thinking as much on, okay, real world use, right? Real world use is what we need to continue having crypto advance. And a big part of that is going to be real world application. And so that's something BPay is focusing on in terms of real world transactions, such as, if if you have a clothing store online, I can hop on your store and purchase your apparel with my BPay. Okay. Um, yes, PayPal has adopted Bitcoin, and if your site is optimized with PayPal for checkout, then theoretically, yes, you can use your Bitcoin for that. Um, but again, it's got to be bigger than Bitcoin, right? It has to be because the whales are accumulating up as much of it as they can. Okay. In 10 years, you'll be lucky to have 100,000 Satoshis of Bitcoin. Okay. So just like we think having a whole Bitcoin is something special now, you'll be lucky to have 100,000 Satoshis of Bitcoin in 10 years. Um, However, wow, here we go. Another higher high, 43,835. Bitcoin is running. And what's crazy is this and we can go down and again we can see it on the 15-minute. So I got in my entry down here, okay? And it was a good scalp, right? We and I got in over here, okay? So had a nice little run up, and then I'm thinking it's just gonna even out some small candles before it pumps. And that one candle, boop, takes me out, runs up. So that was pretty gnarly. Pretty gnarly. So, but again, I would caution people, right? Even though price could run up again. And this is also something to pay attention to. Bitcoin is in a um, a rising wedge right now. Just like over here, we were in a falling wedge. Okay, we're in a falling wedge, and falling wedges typically in a breakout to the upside. Rising wedges typically will bounce around and about 65 to 70% through the way through, they will break down. Okay, so what I'll actually do, I'll actually um, I'll leave this line right about here. Okay, and I'll leave that on my chart. So before this happens, and we could see Bitcoin go ahead and break outside of it. We very well could. However, what I think will happen is we may possibly come up to this line, and then we're going to come down and retest either 43,088, give or take, $50, or we're potentially going to come down and retest 41.3 before continuing up again. But at some point before this wedge is finished, Bitcoin will break down below it. We are now at 83.3 on the hourly RSI. I mean, it is getting up there, guys. It is getting up there. If we go to the 2 hour, we're at 79.5. Okay. We go to the 4 hour, we're at 76.6. And what did I tell you guys? Um, or excuse me, let me take that off here. When we got over here, okay, um, over here, I said that RSI was getting out of control. Over here, I told you that RSI was getting out of control and that we were going to have a dump, because if you go down to the hourly here, okay, we were up at one point 81.8 over here. Okay, so we had a little bit of a curve, and then boom, right? We'd have a almost $5,000 dump over the course from um, July 31st till till 4th of August. Okay, so about a 5 day period, we dumped $5,000. Okay, an average of about $1,000 a day. Okay, um, and that was our falling wedge. Of course, here's our trend line. We broke it. Right after breaking it, the buy shows up. It runs up as it comes down because we stretched RSI out to 77. The tux popped up to sell. We came down. We bottomed out. Buy shows up, and Bitcoin takes off. Okay, so I would just encourage you to be careful here. If we go down to the 30-minute, um, we actually have, which chart is it? Is the 15-minute that shows it? Yes. So right here we are forming bullish or bearish divergence on the 15-minute, which it recently has been broken because we had higher highs. Okay, we had higher highs, but RSI was making lower highs. Okay, so um, now we've basically invalidated that bearish divergence, which is really weird. That it only had one red candle out of double bearish divergence here. You can see both red lines here and multiple red dots. Um, and from what I saw, if you go down to the 5 minute, you can actually see that price jumped fast enough where this was more than likely well action. I mean, I was sitting here watching it, and I watched price go from um, from 43,298 all the way up to 43,7, and I think it was just a matter of seconds. It pumped quick. Okay, um, but again, you guys have to understand um, that you know Bitcoin is going to go up in the long term, but in the short term, and there's plenty of evidence to even show this, okay, um, what goes up does come down at some point, okay? So, just like right here, right? People said it was on and popping from here. And I said, no, we get up in this box, we're going to have to fight it, okay? Came down. Okay, we even attempted, and you can zoom in and see this, we even attempted to go right back up. We got a rejection at our downward trend line and stoop drop. We came up, retested it, stoop drop. Okay, and then finally we got through it. So we broke above, we kind of surfed it, and then we took off. Right. So, and as I drew this trend line here, you can see we got a perfect 1, 2 bounces off of it. So far, we haven't had a third. If we have a third, I have an idea that it is going to break below it. Now, something else we could also see here, we could see Bitcoin come up, okay, break the line, but find support right here and then take off again, okay? If it does have a bounce like this, okay, um, this is where I would have my entry, okay, um, at the 43,000 89-ish, okay, um, and um, or you could even, possibly set it for 43,033. Okay. So just be careful with your entries. Okay. If you are setting an entry for the correction, just be careful. Run a tight stop loss on it for the event that Bitcoin does come down and retest this macro trend line, because we need a retest of some sort through a correction. Okay. It running straight north, okay, running straight north is not healthy, because the farther it runs without retesting some sort or finding some sort of support, the bigger, okay, the bigger the crash could potentially be. So we want Bitcoin to find some localized support. Hey Joseph, how you doing? So we want Bitcoin to find some localized support, either um, right here, right in here, or off of this macro downtrend line, which um, stems from up here when we were at our highs of 59,000 and 64,900. Okay, so just be careful with your entries. If you are going to preset an entry, I would not hop in a long at the current position. That is dangerous, okay? Because you could hop in a long right here and Bitcoin could just say, screw you, okay? And liquidate you out of your trade. So the best thing to do is let it run its course. Maybe it does come up a couple more $100 or another $1,000. Wait for a retest of some sort, even if it's just a micro retest, okay? And then get in and then let it do its thing, okay? But what you don't want to do is go FOMOing into a trade right now, okay? And then it plummets on you for this retest, okay? So now is not a time to go opening along. Cardano Nebula, how are you doing? And also, for those who are going to be future star Atlassians, the marketplace has finally opened. And so you do need a Solana-based wallet for this. So you can use Select.io, Solong, Ledger, Math Wallet, Select Extension, and Phantom Wallet, which I am using. I love Phantom Wallet because um, it actually has a dex to it. So for instance, I can swap my Solana for USD on the spot. I can swap my USD for Solana on the spot. And then anytime I want to purchase, so for instance, if I wanted to purchase this bot poster right here, the meta poster, all I do is go to trade. I'd select lowest bid, obviously, or lowest seller, click buy now, and boom, it's instant after I approve it in the wallet. So, and the Solana transaction fees are very, very, very reasonable. As you can see, the bot poster is already $3,700 for top seller. If you go to what is it? The Ohm Fatoli. I don't even know if anyone is selling one right now. Yep, there's no one selling one right now. But there was one. Okay, here it is. The R visits Earth is for sale. There's only 72 in the world, and right now there's only one seller, and he's selling it for $176,000. I, whoever this is, I'm sure you're not watching, but if you happen to be watching, whoever this is trying to buy this for $10, I'm afraid to tell you, poor soul, that you're not buying it for 10, 500, 5,000, or $6,900. So sorry to bust your bubble. You might as well remove your buy order. Someone who's selling this for 176 grand is not going to sell it to you for $10, you poor soul. Especially when um, there's 72 in the world. Okay. go pound sand. Okay, as you can see, for transparency, I do own two of them, the Armstrong Forever limited edition and the Heart of Star Atlas. The Armstrong Forever originally had 100,000 prints, and what they did is if you did not purchase in the 7-day window for each poster, okay, whatever was not bought was burned. So now there's only 2006 in the world, okay? And that was a great profit maker right there. Got in on that at $64. It is now priced at about $500, $600. EOD vet, what's going on? Going on. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna look in on that VRA. Okay. I'm definitely gonna do that. So, and if we take a look over at ETH, okay, and I'd highly advise you do not FOMO in on an ETH trade right now. Okay. ETH is at 76.2 on the RSI scale on the hourly. Now, yes, it could run up potentially, but I'd highly advise you to wait, okay? This green dot here is not the type of green dot you get on, okay? It's this one or this one. As you can see, it flashed, boom. You could have got in, made a nice juicy trade. If you were in down here, you were still safe on this correction, and then you could have still been into the trade. So that could have been a scalp during long trade, right? Or if you just wanted to have a premature set profit, take profit line, you could have done that too. So again, um, for instance, when this was running up, okay, none of this was time for you to get into the trade, okay. It properly retraced, and this is your location to get in that trade, okay. Same here, okay. It retraced before taking off. So wait for the retrace where you could enter down here instead of entering up here, okay? And this, I think ETH will at some point retrace to right about here. And what we'll do is we'll make a trend line out of that, okay? And we'll see if we can call that kind of spot on, right? It could go further, but I think we will see a correction of at least down to 28.48. So we'll just have to see how that goes. Now back to Bitcoin. Again, just be cautious. We are in a rising wedge. You can see it right here. Okay. Falling wedge typically breaks the upside. Rising wedge typically breaks to the downside. So I'll leave that at that. Um, and as you can see here on Prime XBT, on the 15-minute, we came down considerably. We got up to 43,909 and it retraced 300 bucks. Okay, actually almost 400, and it's still coming down. Okay, this was a well purchase. You can look at that candle and see when you see these huge Bitcoin candles like that. Okay, that is well action. Okay, this is typical retail action. This is what retail action looks like. Okay, this is well action. The candle pumped from 42,917 to 43,254, and on 15 minutes later just dumped. And I mean, it was like instant. Like it was like 30 seconds. So definitely something to keep your eyes out on for, guys. And it's crazy that here live, right? Here live, I was telling you guys, don't go FOMOing in at 43.8 because you'd already would be a lot of money in the negative right now. Okay. Ethereum, different story, but Bitcoin, being $200, $300 below your entry, is bad juju. Okay. Um, So MACD could still run up. It has plenty of room to still run. Again, RSI could run all the way up to 90. Okay, ETH looking like it's. I mean, look at this ETH candle. Look at that ETH candle. That is insane. Okay. And same thing with my E-Trade. Okay. I got in um, down here and I walked my stop loss into the profit. Okay. Because that's what you do. And it folded over, boom, let me out and then ran up. Okay. It was looking like it was going to run course right on into this, but it didn't. Took a little quick pit stop, boom, wicked me right out and just took off. Um, so we'll just have to see. That is a massive red candle right there. Okay. Which I told you guys it was coming. Trading history, we can see I have closed my last 5 trades out in the profits. One for 29,500 satoshis, one for 158,000 satoshis, one for 67,000 satoshis, 11,000 satoshis, and 25,000 satoshis. So pretty good day, pretty good day for some trades, and that was only 3 hours from 1900 to 2254. So so pretty good. And again, if you are interested in using Primex BT, where you can trade on multiple cryptos at the same time, right? I can just come over here, click buy, set my entry, and hop in on ETH, and come over here on Bitcoin and set my entry on Bitcoin and let them ride. Okay. Um, so the link is in the description below, and make sure you use this code I am typing right now for 50% bonus. Okay, you'll get a 50% bonus for margin trading. Okay, for margin trading. Look at there. Look at that correction, guys. I told you it was coming down. That was nasty. You're seeing it here live, right? Mystic Rick don't lie to you. I told you not to do it. Now, it could turn around and go right back up, but that doesn't look like the desired path. Okay? Told you not to do it. Okay? So, um, so we'll just have to see what happens. Um, but yeah, Ethereum is definitely going to come down a little bit more. Um, Again, like I said, I'd wait for the retest and see if Bitcoin gets support here. Okay. Now, what I'll be interested in watching is this 30-minute. Okay, to see if Bitcoin finally throws a sell signal on the tux. My guess is if it throws a sell signal on the tux, we could see at least $1,000 to $1,500 drop. I'd imagine we could even, it would not be bad to see Bitcoin come and get support off of the macro downtrend or off of the bottom of the zone I drew for you guys. Okay. But again, watch your trend lines, okay? Watch for Bitcoin breaking the upward sloping trend line, okay? If it breaks this line, that is confirmation that we are probably going to either test this macro uh, um, downtrend line or that we're going to test the bottom of this zone right here. Now we could continue going up. We could get a bounce right off of it and then go higher. So watch for those three, okay? The bounce off of the line, just like we have here, okay? The bounce off of the macro downtrend or the bounce off of the zone. And you guys can always watch this video again to take snapshot to add this to your charts. Um, But today is not going to be a super long video, okay? I just want to get this out. I know I hadn't done a video in a day or so. So that's all I have for you guys. I have to roll out. I will either see you on Sunday night or Monday night. And remember, for those of you on the other side of the world, stay safe, okay? And no matter what you're going through, somebody out there is doing way worse. So find something to be grateful for. And if nobody else loves you, Mystic Rick loves you. I'll see you guys later and go get those gains.